This is Freeman. He has a blood lead level of 28.5, which is more than 5 times the level widely considered to be lead poisoning. And it's all because he lives among some of the most lead-polluting factories in Nigeria. I'm a reporter at The Examination, and for the past year or so I've been working with the New York Times on understanding how lead recycling for car batteries in the United States is leaving an entire community exposed to one of the most dangerous illnesses on the planet. I went to Ogijo, the lead recycling capital of Africa. We commissioned blood tests on 70 people living and working near these factories. Overall, 7 out of 10 of them had levels of lead poisoning that the World Health Organization considers to be dangerous. More than half of the children tested had levels of lead in their blood associated with lifelong brain damage. One of those children was Freeman, who had the highest level of lead in his blood of any child.
Where do you feel the pain?
Freeman has body pains and aches, a distended belly, trouble sleeping, and also seizures. Now, all of those symptoms are commonly associated with lead poisoning. The lead recycling process can be broken down into 3 main jobs. First are the pickers. They pick up used car batteries one by one and drop them off sometimes by the hundreds each day at the breakers. Breakers are men with machetes that open the battery cases, they drain it of sulfuric acid, and then send the batteries to the recyclers or smelters. The smelters break down the batteries further, and then they put the lead into blazing hot furnaces, where it's melted down and ultimately sent to battery makers to use to make new batteries. The lead rises from these smelters. It's clear that the community of Ogijo is being poisoned by lead, largely inhaled from emissions from lead recycling factories. Everyone we spoke to in Ogijo who works inside these factories had health complaints of some kind. They spoke to us about how they would cough up black dust, or how they'd spit out what they called black salt. We spoke to people who knew that what they were doing was risky, but who needed the money.
I make my living there.
Shortly after the government of Nigeria received information about the blood testing that had taken place in Ogijo, the government suspended the operations of several of these smelters. But about 1 week later, the factories were operating again. The Nigerian government told us that it had allowed some of these factories to open again on the condition that they make improvements and reduce some of the pollution. But according to a document seen by the Times, those commitments were much vaguer. We saw a commitment by these factories to improve certain technologies within 2 to 3 years.
The recycling plants that responded to our questions denied wrongdoing, but said they're making improvements.
For the people of Ogijo, this is a public health crisis that has been going on for many, many years, and as our reporting shows, is not likely to stop anytime soon.